Good morning, everyone. Jill here. Today is another update on our botanical lab book. So, our field notes lab book. And if you recall, this is where we are at the moment, and I was going to be working in this section here. So you've seen all of these through the other parts of the video preceding this one. So I'm going to move on and work on this today, and I thought I'd bring you along with me. Just flip on the camera. It's early morning, and you know, I'm not really a morning person, but let's try this out. So I have worked on some, I don't usually use folders, file folders for my makes. However, this time I did. I wanted to try it out and see, and I'm doing a flip here. I cut a piece with a flap on the back because that's going to hook in there. And then I thought this little piece would make a nice little booklet. And I haven't decided if I'm going to put a spine in there yet or not. So it will sit here. Okay. And so then this will open up and this will open up. And I'm thinking a pocket here because then back here will be some type of paper or something that, and then it could be a pocket, a tuck or a pocket there. So that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to be putting some of this stuff together, and I thought you might like to join me. So what's the first thing? I think we'll put it together and then we'll pick the papers. I think it's just easier that way. So I want this to be a flap, and I want that to be a flap. So this is going to have to hook to here somehow. I could 3-hole pamphlet stitch that. And this is going on here. So I think first I'm going to stick this on here. Yeah, let's do that first because I can do that without too much trouble. And I'm going to use art glitter glue today for construction of journal pages like this. I consider construction, not decorative. I usually use double-sided tape, but art glitter glue, it's my go-to for so many things. I do use bookbinder's glue for some things. I use glue stick for some things, but today we'll stick with art glitter glue and see how that goes. I'm going to stick that right there, top and bottom. Sure that lines up. You have next to 0 amount of time when you're working with art glitter glue to get the glue sets very fast. That's one thing I love about it. It's a love-hate relationship because I love it that it does that, and I hate it because sometimes you need that extra wiggle room, and art glitter glue is not your friend at that point. Okay, so let's stay friends, art glitter glue. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't think I wanted to glue that. Well, we're going to move on. This is going to go in here. This is going to go in here. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start covering these papers, which I have to pick and I have to ink. So let me pull some things out. I thought since we have a lot of decorative papers here, you probably can't see that. Since we have a lot of decorative papers here and here, it's time to give, and I put a few little cards in here that just to remind me what I'm thinking of. And I should show you guys, I don't know if I showed you these, that I put the, when I put these pockets in, I made these nice little gussets here. And I made them extra big because I wanted those pockets to kind of tip out. And you can see how much they can hold. So when you're in the field and you're doing field notes, you might have a bunch of little cards like the ones I made that I'm going to be sticking in various places. And you might have a few of these little cards, that I made that you might want to write on and draw on. So if you want room for those, you're going to have a little bigger pocket. Look how nice those fit in there. So that's why I thought I would make these 2 pockets with that nice little gusset on there. And then I just stuck some cards in to remind myself that I either want to make something or fill those with some field notes cards. Now I'm making the field notes cards, so I don't know that these will end up in this particular journal. But my point being, back to the papers for this piece here, is it's time for rest, I think. So I think I want to put this piece here so you have a little journaling. Maybe you want to put like the date and the different dates that you came out into the field. Remember, this book's going to be called Into the Field, Into the Fields. And then this is going to open up. And I'd like to get some book page or something in these. I kind of like that, and that looks nice with this. Yeah, that looks nice with that. It kind of wraps the ledger page around. And then I want to use this somewhere. I love this little Britain piece because if you're wondering what to write in your field notes book, I know you probably can't read this and I'm not going to read it to you, but this is a very descriptive narrative of that can perhaps inspire you what to write in your field notes book. And I just loved it. So I want to put it here somehow, some way. And I'm thinking maybe I did these little things and I hand drew these little leafy things on here. I could put something like that together, and that's not too busy. Let's see, that would hook to that, would hook to that, would hook, that would hook to this, would hook to that. We do it that way. And then we could put something else here, I'm thinking. And then this whole thing would flip up and I'd actually have a tab there. I kind of like that. I think we'll do that. So let's get started on this. And then on the back, I'll have to see if I'm going to take that off, take that other tab off, or when we get back here, I'll have to decide if I'm going to take this off. That should have stuck down, and this should have been able to flip up. So I think I am going to take it off, but I have to think how I want to do that. You know, there are no mistakes, and you can fix everything. So let me get my little ink station out here. I'm using a vintage photo and antique linen, and they both go really well with this book and these colors. And if you want a colorful journal, while this is very neutral, and I like neutrals, what I was thinking is you could introduce colors you love within the pages of this book, and then hooray, there you would have it. Now, do I want any? No, I think I just want that on there. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Now, I oftentimes use just a rough, little, to do these edges, which maybe I'll do this card this way. It depends on what paper it is. If I have a really thin paper, I sometimes take another piece of card and stick it behind there to make this a little stiffer so the paper doesn't flip-flop all over the place. But I also like to use these little brushes because it lends a blending into the page, and I just, it isn't just your harsh edge that gets inked, but it blends into the page better. Now this was too long, so I am going to have to take this off, and we can just tear that and save that for another time. And so I think it's time to ink this. And I think I'm going to use vintage photo for this. Very light inking around the edge. It lends a little definition to your piece. And since this is light colored and this is light colored, I'm no color guru, but I do know what I like. And I like a little definition, so we're going to do that today. I'm going to scoot that up just a little bit. And if you're wondering, what am I using for my paper here? Well, I don't like to get my mat all inked up with ink when I'm doing this. So I use a piece of parchment paper from the kitchen. You know, kitchen parchment paper, like when you're baking. And those of you who know me know I have plenty of parchment paper because I do like to bake. The problem probably comes in is when I also like to eat what I bake. Oh my. And I think at this point I really like baking for, oh yeah, I love that. I love, that's gonna look nice on there. Okay. Let's ink up this one, this piece here, and then we'll start gluing these and then we'll move forward. I think at this point I like really baking for other people. You know, maybe they enjoy some homemade baked goods and maybe they don't. I mean, a lot of people today have aversion to the old-fashioned baking, which we all know isn't the healthiest, but it's just that warm, cozy, down-home feeling, and I start to love the thought of it in the fall. Summertime, I'm all about fruit and melons. I know my friends out there are laughing at me right now. Yeah, fruits and melons, as long as they're in something home-baked or sweet. But in the fall and winter, I love to bake. And usually by, let me think, after Christmas, oh boy, we don't do any baking, any more baking in the house. Not much. We get into cooking soups, stews, soups, and things like that. I think I'm going to stop there. I guess I have to decide. We have to decide if we're going to actually ink up this whole folder bit, and maybe I should. Is that too stark? Do you think the edge of that is too stark going across there? Okay, everything's coming out. Let's look at this piece while I'm at it. I don't think this stuff is going to work, but I'm going to try this stuff I have. And see if it will take this off of here. I don't know. Like I said, I've never crafted with, and it's art glitter glue. And I did put a decent amount on there. I could cut that and cut new pieces, but I really didn't want to waste it. You know what? That's not going to work. So that's okay. That'll dry and it'll be clear. You won't even see that. So what am I thinking here? I can make that a tuck spot, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll make it a tuck spot. That's easy. Let me get my punch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hi. Oh, it's on my desk. Of course it is. But if you could see my desk, you'd know why I couldn't see it. And you know the thing that cracks me up about watching crafting videos? Somebody will lay something on their desk, and sure as anything, they will go and lay something down. Next thing you know, they're looking for it. And while we're watching it, we can see perfectly well where that item is that they're searching for. But they can't see it. Now, they eventually find it. But I find it all good. It's all good, but I know exactly what that feels like when you're crafting at the table, because maybe later, not right now. If I'm really brave, I'll give you a picture of my messy desk. I sometimes post some of my messy desk pictures up on Instagram, but right now it's messy. Okay, and then we decided I am going to ink these, but I think, let's see what this antique linen looks like on this folder. Oh, see, I like that. Okay, let's just use a little bit of this antique linen. Now, I'm going to do both sides. I don't have to do both sides of this a little tuck spot because it's going to be glued down, but this piece I have to do both sides. Okay. And it'll just take me a minute. Let's go through here. Have you heard that rustling about? My little pets are in here today with me. They're always with me when I'm crafting. Evan's looking for papers that he can pull out of the trash bin and tear up and run off with. Evan, that's Mommy's. And my oldest girl, she falls asleep, and little Lily, she just does whatever. She does her own thing. She's an independent little girl, yeah. But, so if you hear some rustling around, it's them. And I think right now what I hear is Evan with some papers. Bear with me 1 minute. Yes, he's crafting with me. So if you hear that paper rustling, that's my boy. And he's down there creating his own little artistic piece of scraps. Now, he doesn't eat the paper. We've got him not eating the paper, but we also have him he will tear it apart and make a beautiful collage. He makes collages on the floor with his little tearing. Yes. So he will be doing his collaging, and then when I'm done crafting, cleaning up my room, I will clean up his collage crafting area on the floor. And we'll be off and ready to start another day. Yeah, he's my sweet boy. All right. And here we go again. This will just take me another minute. I know it's boring. You know, some people go, oh, it's so boring. It's, you know, don't watch somebody stitch or don't watch somebody ink. But you want to know what? It's not meant to be TV entertaining. It's entertaining to crafters who are out there. And, you know, we love to, you know, I don't know about you, but I know I love to watch the creation. That's the inspiration. And sometimes you get a hint, you know, somebody used them and they were comparing them, and I thought I really liked these little brushes much better. I want to try those. So I bought a couple, and that's how that came to be on my craft desk. So, okay, now let's put this together. This one is going to be a flappy dappy, a flap. Okay, we'll set the papers up there, and those are the ones I'm going to use. So let me make some space here. Get my inks put away. I want to use those for a little bit. And let's concentrate on this. So I think this is going to go here. Now, a couple of things I am going to do. This is a crocodile. It's a corner rounder. Oops. Okay. It's a corner rounder, and it makes just the nicest little tiny corners there and there. And I think on this piece, get my other scissors. Hold on 1 sec. And I'm just gonna snip off these little corners. You know, sometimes I can't get my glue close enough and to the edge, and then these little corners lift. No, that's not my favorite thing. I don't want my corners to lift. And now I'm going to use glue stick on this. So let's put glue stick on this. Oops. Now I use a clear glue stick, that blue stuff, I don't know. I haven't never tried it. Can't say yay or nay about it, but when I'm using the glue stick here, I can certainly see where the glue is at. And if you were sitting at my desk, you'd be able to see it as well. I know you can't see it on the video, but it leaves a distinct shine, and where you don't have shine, you don't have glue. So I'm gonna stick this on here. Oh, maybe you can't. Maybe okay. Move that down just a pinch. Just a pinch. Yeah, okay. Huh. I'll have to ask Evan what he's making. Now I might have to trim that a bit. Oh, no, but let's round that corner again because my paper ran over. I didn't have it cut quite short enough. But if you notice, it's very even with the top there, so I'm not going to change that. And I just want to make sure it's nice and burnished down so the glue can actually adhere and to the file folder underneath. So there's that piece. Then we're going to open it up, and what did I say I wanted there? I don't know. Let's put it back together and take a look. That's going to be a flip out. I wanted the person who gets this to be able to see most of this writing on this little page here. So let me look and see. If I put that whole thing on there, some of that writing, maybe you can't see that. Hold on one second. My messy desk again. Let me go to that. Okay, here we go. If I put it on this side and put the whole thing in there, some of the writing peeks out. I kind of like that. It's kind of like a, you ready? It's a curiosity thing. What is that? What is that? And it makes me want to open that page and read what that is. And you'd be able to see the whole thing. I do like that. I think I'm going to do that. In this page, now I remember, I'm going to put this on here. So here we go. Let me first quarter round two corners. I'm going to quarter round this corner and this corner. This crocodile allows you to do 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch edges. And I'm doing these two so that when I line this up on there, now I guess this, now I could make this a tuck spot here. And I think I am going to do that. The more tuck spots in a field journal, the better. I can always put a pocket on the outside. So that needs a little divot. Let's do the divot. Okay. And just a little pinch of inking along that divot. That allows you to know that, hey, there, stick something in here. Do I want to be a no? Yeah. Now, because I'm turning it into, I probably have to trim just a pinch off of that side so it doesn't, we don't want it to be right on that fold. So I am going to have to take a pinch off and then re-ink that. That's okay. Let's do that. Keeping an open mind and changing your mind throughout the creative process is going to happen. I mean, unless you're an extensive planner and don't like making changes, it's going to happen. And but it presents challenges and opportunities to create and make changes that you're going to end up loving in the end. So, well, I didn't cut that very straight, did I? But I want that to be. Okay. Let me just trim this up just a pinch more. Just down at the one end. It was kind of not right. Okay. And now I'm going to re-ink that edge just real quick. And I've decided to use my little stiff inking pad. And I'm going to line this up just like that. So I'm going to put ink. I'm going to get my art glitter glue once again. And I had already backed this paper thinking I'd probably use it for, it would need reinforced or something. So maybe it needed reinforced to make a tag, journal card, whatever. So I reinforced it, and then it's also ready to make tuck spots or pockets or whatever, and it's works out really well. So I would like that to be up to there. Okay, and I don't mind that edge showing around the folder. Actually, I like that. I think it's good. Let me move this out of the way. Move this journal out of the way. Okay, until we need it, until we meet again. That's an old song from the Roy Rogers show. If you're out there, remember Roy Rogers. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Okay, that's good. Let's burnish that down a little bit. Okay, and then I wanted this piece on here. I still haven't decided how I'm going to hook that in there. I may just decide to tie it, like I said, with a thread. I could even use, I have a couple different ideas. We just want to be sure that we stay enough so that it will open and close properly. Right? Yeah. Oh, that actually is going to work good, because then I'm going to put that in with the tab. This is going, let's see, that in with the tab. This is going here. And we need a piece for this edge, and I had one cut. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, maybe I was going to use this tabby piece, huh, underneath. Was I going to do that? That's what I was going to do. Okay. Well, we can still do that. Let me see how that looks. Let's audition it. Audition. Oh, I kind of like that. What do you think? You get a little ledger, a little text, a little art scribble, and that's what it would look like in here. Lots of variety. I think I'm doing that. So let's take this piece off again. And I don't need this whole piece, and I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to cut that off at, let's see here. There's no need for reinforcement there because these are just going to be attached to the page. And I can probably cut it right about there, leave a little extra. Now, I'll show you how I love my glass mat. Because now that I decided that's my mark, I just have to straighten this up on my mat, lining it up. And then this has a metal edge. Take my craft knife, and I have it right on that quarter mark. Oh, I put the quarter mark there and there, here and here, here and there. This line should be straight when I'm done. So let's hope. Fingers crossed, everybody. Here's the big test. And we're going to put this here. Okay. I guess I could move that piece for right now. And then this one on top. And we have just a little overlap, about a 1/4 inch there and there, which I like. So that's all good. So now this piece has to go down first. I think I can fix that tab up later, so we're not going to do anything with the tab right now. We're going to get the glue, my glue stick, and do this. Stick this down first. Oh, and I don't need to glue across that tab. Okay, that's good. And I do want this to be, I think, right on that corner. I think that's the size that I cut. And there we go. Okay. And we want to burnish that down. Now, I haven't decided if I'm putting any textile in this book just yet. I don't want to add bulk because what I want to add in here is I want the book to be, the bulk of the book to be mostly pieces of ephemera, cards, etc. that I can fill up so the person using this book has lots of options when they go into the field to add them to the different pages. If they're describing a flower or they're describing something like that, I really don't want to do that, so I want to give them lots of space for that. And I know I didn't trim those corners off like I said I like to do, but it will be fine. And I also said I want them to be able to read this little thing because it's highly inspirational for descriptive paragraph of writing of what these people are seeing and where they're going and how many feet they are up and on this hillside, and it's just really nice. I'm just checking that side there. Okay, that looks good, and that's going to go in there. That's going to go in there. Yes, I like that. And then this whole thing is going to go in my book. I'm making a tuck spot out of that. Okay, so I don't know what I'm putting here and here just yet. I think I have another tab page somewhere. What did I do with that? Let me look. I have another one of these drawing ones. Here's one. Here it is. But I don't want to use that there. But, you know, I could always... No, I don't think I'll use it there either. It has to go on this side of the page, unless I put something on the back of it. And then it could go on either side of the page. But I kind of wish that tab was down at the bottom or in the middle because I would see it would be a great place for that. Okay, not a problem. We will move on. Okay. Let's see, I do like that. Let's look at it in the journal one more time. I know I flip back and forth and pull the journal out, put the journal away, but you know what? I want to see, I want to audition and see, okay, if this is going to work, what's it going to look like, what are you actually going to see? So on this page you're going to see this. Some of the material I did use in the spines, some plain space that allows you to rest your eye. And is this going to come up or is it going to run into that tab there? No, that looks okay. But if that moves over, is that going to be okay? Yeah, that'll be okay. So yeah, that works. I don't want to sew this or whatever I'm going to do with it until I decide. I could put journal pages in there. I do have a whole stack of journal pages ready to put into this journal, but that would make a I wouldn't, you know, more writing space, the more the merrier, right? Let's see, could I do that? Actually, I could. Because if you recall, I wanted to put the Midoriya style binding was going to hold my pages. And, okay, let's think about that a minute. I may have to think about it a moment. So, if I have my Midori style binding, where's my... Okay, here's my pages. So remember, these are going to go... I think I showed you these before. I did a little stenciling on some of the pages, add a little decorative element to some of them. And I did stitches together. Remember, we're going to do 4 seasons. So I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on this, and that's to hold that, I'll call it the seasonal signature together as one. And then this is going to go here. So I might have to do something there. So I really want more journal pages in there? Let me put this together. I love that. I just love that. Look at that. And it provides a nice, this is the other thing, it provides such a nice flat place to write and draw, even if you don't have this open. That we'll keep this page kind of flat so that it can be a writing board for whatever you're doing on there. And then it provides a nice writing board for whatever you're doing on here. So I just think it's going to be the cutest thing. So back to, maybe I could put a few pages of different, they'd be a different height, and I think I might do that. So let me go away. Let that be my video for today. We've created this centerpiece we're going to put here. Nice journaling spot. Pocket. Some descriptive inspiration. A little botanical doodle. Little doodle. And then this is going to open up. I'll see about putting pages in there. And then this is going to flip open. And then this is going to be a tuck spot. And this has to be covered with something. And yeah. And then this is going here. So I think that'll be my homework that I will take away with me today. And then we'll be back again. So I thank you for your time today. Thank you for spending time with me. I certainly appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody's support and encouragement. If you like the video, you know the routine. Click the like button. Subscribe if you want. You'll be notified when I post new videos. And in the meantime, have a great rest of your day. Do something you love, if that be gardening or crafting. I encourage crafting, of course, or some other activity. Spend time with family and friends. And until next time,